Hello again. It's Ruben with hifmidi. Thanks for joining me for this third live stream of the day. If you're wondering what's going on, you know what? Sometimes I feel like doing live streams. Sometimes I don't. It's a musician thing. You know, you kind of go with the flow. And today, it's flowing. Anyway, so I've been wanting to do a video like this for quite some time. And I've done similar videos in the past, but you know, the channel's growing and I get lots of requests of people asking me, hey, what plugin do you recommend for this type of music? Or do you like this plugin or this one better? And that's always a hard question to answer because it's like saying, what tool do you prefer in your garage? I don't know. It just depends on what I'm doing. So, hopefully I can clarify some things for you today because the honest answer is that I have several guitars, several companies that I like to go to for different applications. It's not always just one guitar, and that might not be the answer that you're looking for. So I'm setting it up right now. If you're out there, say hi. I know I said I was going to be on here at 4 o'clock, and then I switched it at 3:30 because some plans changed. This is going to be a very long live stream, but if you're out there, say hi, and I'm going to go ahead and switch this view and get started. There's my giant keyboard. I thought it would be better if I let you see it this time rather than have it up tucked away in the corner. Appreciate you sharing knowledge. I just got off the golf course, but pumped I'm to hear you talk about this subject. Oh, awesome. That sounds like, I hope it's not too hot outside. All right, so I'm just set up doing the Apple Sound stuff, and then I'm going to, let's see, applied acoustic, no. Music Lab. So I'm not going to do all of them from Music Lab because some of them I think are version 4 unless they haven't been updated. Let's see, here's RealStrat Elite. Yeah, I'm going to go over a lot because I want you to hear the sounds, but I want to talk about features as well. You know what? I got this new computer back in November, and I didn't reinstall acoustic sample stuff. Oh, by the way, I'm talking about electric guitars. If I have time, I'll go over acoustic as well. But for now, I'm just going to go over. The plan is to go over electric guitars. Portland, Oregon, in my spot just for hellos. And then you know what? Just for kicks, I will open RealEight. I haven't used this one in a long time. And then, you know what? RealRick, why not? Literally never use this one. Hopefully my computer doesn't slow down too much. I don't think it will. All right, then native instruments. We have a few there. So I'm going to actually start off with the OTS or Orange Tree samples. You know, this is one that they sent me a long time ago and I've never reviewed it. So I guess now will be the time. You know what? Why am I doing this? I could just open a few. What a dummy. And then Evolution. Strawberry. I haven't done this one in a long time. It's a good one though. I'll go ahead and name these. OTS Dracus. OTS Strawberry. Scarbee Funk Guitarist. Sunburst. I'll update the title after I finish this live stream. That way you guys know that this is electric. I will do an acoustic one. It'll be massive. And then this one I just reviewed, but I still want to talk about it. Thank you for reminding me. I do have shreddage, and I was going to open up that one as well. Oh, why am I writing Scarbee? Shreddage. So Stratus. And Hydra. I'll go ahead and group these similar instruments. Maybe I'll keep them by brand. Hydra. Okay, there you go. I'm not sure if there's a way to colorize multiple tracks at the same time, but for now I'm just going to do it manually or one by one. So bear with me. In the meantime, I'm going to read some of the comments. Okay. Will you touch on Heaviosity and NI libraries? NI libraries, yes. Heaviosity, no. I've seen videos of that one and I want to get it. I just haven't reached out to the company because I owe reviews. I promised reviews on several libraries and I'm just getting around to some of them. RealLPC, RealRick. Almost done here, folks. Whoops, skipped one. All right, so there you go. So for this video, I'm just reviewing Ample Sound, Music Lab, Orange Tree Samples, Native Instruments, and Impact Soundworks. I almost got that wrong. If you're someone from another company or from a company that makes virtual guitars and you think yours should be included on the list, email me at hifmidi.com and I will check out your guitar. If I don't like it, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just not going to review it. But here we go. So it all depends on the type of music that you do, whether you're very keyboard based or you like clicking your notes in and all your changes in. If you're looking for articulations, if you're looking for built-in effects, you have to take all those things into consideration, because Ample Sound now has their own line of their own amp and cab simulators, that are great. Music Lab does not. Orange Tree Samples uses, I believe, and I hope I'm corrected. I hope I'm not corrected, actually. I believe they use the internal effects that are built into Contact for their presets, I mean. Sorry. And same as the Native Instruments, since it belongs to them, and Stratus. So the only one of these that does not have effects at all, except maybe for a wah effect, is Music Lab. But to me, that's not a turnoff because virtually every single DAW has amp simulators. All right, so I'm going to start talking about Ample Sound stuff since it's right here on the top. And by the way, this is not me trying to push them being first in this. It's just they're the first on my list of virtual instruments. All right, so my favorite from Ample Sound, or one of my favorite electric guitars, is AGLP, and it happens to be their most popular for a reason. It just has a very versatile sound. Comes with 3 pickups, neck, both in bridge, and I'm going to let me see if I can bypass everything. So this is it with no effects at all. This is Ample Sound stuff is great for keyboardists. If you play keyboard, it feels like it's meant to be played. I've always loved the way Ample Sound stuff is laid out. I do prefer having strokes or strums on the left side. However, they have their key switches on the left side, so I understand that part. I do like having the key switches over here. Their slides are one of my favorite things about them. And I like it when other companies have slides as well. And they're not the only one either. I like that you can layer sustain and palm mute. It has built-in effects, which is great, but it's delay and reverb, compression and EQ. But then their amps sound amazing with them. So you have, I think, 6 amps to choose from. This guitar really comes alive with these amps. So this is really good for solos, I think. The only downside to this, right at the moment, because in future plans this is going to be fixed, but the only downside is the vibrato and the pitch bend system. I think they've had it since the beginning. I don't really like the bend. That vibrato is not the most realistic. You can control the speed of it, but there's just weird graininess once you engage the vibrato. You can hear the tone change. It's weird. Almost like a mouth closing, like it's eating the sound. And there's a little bit of this scratchy sound. I think that can actually be fixed right here. It's one of these. Hold on. There you go. But it sounds better with the delay and reverb. I think these are off. There you go. Yeah, that sounds great to me. Also, what I love about it is the legato and hammer-on mode, or auto legato mode. So you could just be playing and you get those automatic hammer-ons. That's something I don't have to program, so it makes it better for me. Let's listen to the palm mute. That's more of a lead sound, but like I said, they have different amps that have different characteristics that go well for different styles of playing, like rhythm. So if you want like heavy rock or metal, a lot of Ample Sounds guitars are great for that kind of stuff. As well as playing riffs. Now, they are kind of limited in articulations. These articulations right here are your bread and butter. These are the ones they're going to be using the most. Some people have requested tremolo or like swells. I've requested swells, and there are other playing techniques. Like raking is one that Impact Soundworks has. That's really cool. You can do raking with Ample Sound, but you have to program in every single note. It's not automatic. So I really like AGLP because it's versatile. Like I said, you could get that heavy rock sound, but you can also get clean sounds as well. And the great thing about this is that it plays back realistically because it follows the rules of a guitar. So if you try doing something impossible, unless you're in keyboard mode, it's not going to let you do it. You can choose which strings you want playing and which fret, and that's going to produce the tone that you want. Or if you want a specific sound, or if you're a guitarist and you know that you want your chord to be played up here in the neck or higher in the neck or lower, you can make it do that very easily. Excuse me. It has a great strumming system and riff system that does a lot of the work for you. So I'll give it points there, but I can't say that I like every guitar from Ample Sound. I think my least favorite electric has to be the AGPF, which is a Peregrine Falcon. And this is the PRS. It doesn't have a bad sound. It's just I don't know what it is about the note transitions. It doesn't feel the same as the other ones. That sounds great. So it sounds great for that, actually. Let me see. I'm going to go through the presets. Wow. That actually sounds incredible. Maybe my opinion on it is changing. I'll get back to you. For jazz, the semi-hollow is great because it's not, the libraries are not based on on the pickup position, or the pickup, but based on finger or a plectrum. So they have a finger library and the pick library. The finger library is my favorite to use for AGSH because it sounds silky smooth, mellow, and the response is just incredible. The biggest downside to me for guitar VSTs is higher up on the fret. The high notes always sound terrible. I guess that's all a matter of, man, I'm doing that thing where that's just your opinion, man. Because I think this sounds beautiful up there. All right, let's see how this does on solos. So if you close your eyes and you can imagine an actual guitarist playing this, then I think that should answer your question whether this is a great product or not. Yeah, this amp sounds great with this. The Jazz 120, which is based on the Roland, I think it's JC 120. And one thing I've requested from Ample Sound is a better string mute. I like that type of mute where you hit the strings or you tap the strings with your fingers. What Ample Sound has is more of a hand resting on it. Let's see how this does with more of a like solo sound. You hear that? It's just, there's something about that I don't like. All right, so I covered AGPF. You know what? I think it was more of the clean sounds I didn't really like on here. I'm gonna go to that JC amp really quickly, and then volume. There's some delay in it that I don't know if it's a sample start time. I do like that they give you that option for pop or pinch. If you're doing more like rock or metal, if you're doing if you're shredding and you get that pinch sound, that's available on the high articulations, the high velocity, I mean. On the lower velocity, I think it sounds better when you use the pop. So if you're, I don't know how you pop on a guitar if you pluck the strings. So it gives you control over effects, like the release sound, effects levels. Forgot what this is. Fret release sound gain. Fret release sound gain. I think that's a sound. It's one of the sound that's created when you let your finger off the string off your left hand. I'm not sure. All right, then there is AGSC, which of course Stratocasters are very versatile. It comes with 4 pickups. Now, I've tried using this for funk in the past. Let's see. It's never a fan of that right there. It sounds... Let me see if I can clean that up a little bit. So this one you have to really modify the sound to get it right. So if it sounds like it's drowning in reverb. Let's hear how that... I've never been a fan of this for solos either. Maybe I just haven't found the right setting. We'll see. I'm going to try it out. Oops, turn strummer off. Hi-Fi, you're just a great artist. None of these sounds bad when you play like the John Lennon quote. I'm an artist, and if you give me a 2, I'll bring you something out of it. Thank you very much. That's very flattering. There's some frequencies in here that don't sound good to me. No, like that doesn't sound good, but I could mess with different pickups. Maybe that'll solve the problem. Now, that would sound better with the bridge, actually. So this sounds good for rhythm. It might have a setting where it sounds good for solos. There's that pitch bend. forget what mode I'm in. All right. Let's try to get a really clean sound here. I want it to be as inspired as I am with the semi-hollow. That's my second favorite one. Make it a little darker. So right now it sounds too bright, too twangy, and one of the solutions to that is to move higher up the neck. This is very easy. All you do is press C sharp, and then you can select a higher fret, a higher position. I feel like I'm constantly having to do adjustments with this to get the sound dialed in for this type of music. That is really smooth though. You have to really work at it though. And then there's a Telecaster. I like the Telecaster more than the Strat, to be honest. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Which is why I actually bought a Telecaster. I'm not a guitarist. I've been trying to learn how to play guitar and I suck at it, but I'm getting better little by little. Here's the bridge. You know, I don't know what I'm going to play. I'm just letting my fingers guide me. That sounds kind of harsh to my ears. I do like the sound, but it's a little harsh. So I would definitely mess with some of the frequencies there. Or the EQ. Let's hear it with some more. Actually, you know, I'm going to give it more overdrive. And then a little darker. See, I don't like that bend. That bend is what kills it for me. Let's hear how it sounds at the high notes. Sounds okay. And then with some overdrive. Okay, so I'm going to read some of the comments. You should do a video on the best amp sims. Currently, I use Bias Effects. You know, I downloaded Bias a couple of years ago, and I really liked it. I downloaded it, or I downloaded the free version, but I didn't buy the full version, and I should reach out to them and ask them if I could review it. But it did sound good to me. I'm a big fan of RealRick 6 now. For a while, I didn't like using RealRick 5. It sounded too harsh to me, but the 6 is a huge improvement. IK Multimedia as well, or what is it? What do they have? Amplitude. That was a big favorite of mine, but it sounded harsh sometimes too. I've tried the plug-in Alliance amps. For whatever reason, they just sound a bit hollow to my ears. I like RealRick. Oh yeah. I'm curious, what are some good practices to multi-track VST guitars when using an external amp sim? I know you can double track within the plugin, but I'm not sure if that works externally. You know what? I'm used to using the double tracking, so I'm not sure about using an external amp sim. I know that Amplitude allows you to use dual amps so that you can have that effect, but I'm not sure about. I'll get back to you on that. I've been looking for a good guitar VST suit my needs. Oh, hey Kirby, thank you for joining us. You just can't get rid of that twangy sound. It's a great sounding guitar. I love AGTC. Then there's this one, the Vintage Cherry. I forgot the exact model. Somebody can type it in the comments. It's based on a Gibson something. VC, I don't know. Let's turn off the amp. I want to hear it naked. It's a very nasal sound. Here's the bridge. Here's the neck pickup. This is a very high energy guitar. Yeah, this one it's very similar to the LP in that sense. It's very versatile. Although Ample Sound would say that it's more for like classic rock. Let's see here. I want to hear it doing a solo because it sounds good doing rhythm. Here, let's do some kind of calm stuff. Gibson SG, thank you. And these are going to have the same features. All these on the electric line, they're going to have the same features, same articulations, same functionality, all that. Now we're going to get into the metal line, which works just a bit differently. I mean, they're tuned lower, The Ample Sound Metal Eclipse was the first of their metal line, and I love this guitar, especially for this really heavy leads, especially if you double it. Yeah, that for this one for leads and rhythm strumming, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it has a tapping articulation. Let's hear how that sounds with monophonic. Even better. Yeah, so if you want tapping, the metal series for Ample Sound is a good place to go. It also has that really nice pinch harmonic, but can only be played with sustain. I'm going to get back to these after I finish with them, because there's other things that I need to talk about, other factors. So this is the Hellraiser, this is a beast. This goes beyond the range of the keyboard, so I actually have to lower the octave in order to reach the articulations. This is based on I think it's a Schecter, and you fill in the letters. This is just great for solos, for shredding. It's just beautiful. I don't make metal music, but I definitely love and have fun playing this thing. That pinch harmonic is really cool. It's just really violent sounding. I'm trying to change articulations here, and I forget that it's out of range. All right, so that one's an amazing one. So points for Ample Sound, because they recorded every single string and every single fret, and not a lot of companies do that. It just gives you more options, and then they have different pickups. And this one, for now, only has a bridge pickup, but for other guitars, it has 3 to 4 pickups each in their libraries. Gives you control over lots of different sounds, the effects. It has a good number of articulations, like most of them that you'll need. And it has built-in amp sims, which Ample Sound says operate at 196K. I don't know how that's possible. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how it's possible to run 196K when your program is set to something else like 44.1 or 48K. But they say that because of that it sounds less harsh, it sounds smoother. And I noticed that whenever they came out with their new amps, that I didn't have that problem as much as with like Amplitude, where there were a lot of harsh frequencies and I had to EQ them out, it just sounds really nice. It doesn't hurt my ears. All right, let's go to RealLPC. And before we do that, I want to read some comments. I always thought it was interesting that the newer Ample versions have a C-board style keyboard. Yeah, you know what? But you could actually change that. It's not that it works or MPE compatible, but I think it's just so that you could like what you're looking at. See, so you can change it from this to control keys. This is my favorite because I'm a keyboardist. Although the other ones are keyboards too. C-board keys. I don't like the look of it. There's not enough contrast to my eyes. And I don't think I'll ever buy a C-board keyboard because it felt like I was touching a dead man's hand. That's the only way I can describe it. It was really creepy. You know, I don't know how it compares to Promany's V Metal. I need to try that one. At the beginning of this video, I said that I'm not going to go through every single VST, but because I don't own them all. But the ones that I do have, I'm going to share with you. All right, RealLPC, one of my favorite, all around. This one does not have any sound, any amp simulators or effects of its own. The footprint is pretty small. I mean, the RAM that it uses up is pretty small. And when you're playing it like this, it doesn't sound that great. So what I like to do, and you might take away points because of this, that's okay, is I like using third-party amp simulators. Let me see if I can find it. RealRick 6. Love the stream. Any chance you might show some stuff that would be good for Dream Pop? Lauren, do you have any specific song in mind? Because I don't listen to Dream Pop, but I'm pretty good at hearing a sound and figuring out how to get to it. All right, so RealRick 6. This video is not about RealRick 6, but I have to sing its praises because it's such a wonderful plugin. I like the layout. I like the simplicity of it. And the presets are amazing too. Let's see. Oops. That one doesn't sound great. Characters distorted. I should have prepared this, but this was kind of a last minute video. Let me see if I can find I still don't know how to find my favorites. I color, or I added a tag to them, but I can't find them. Okay, I'll use that for now, and I'll change it later. So what do I like about RealLPC and Music Lab's line of guitars? Their whole system is incredible. I should back up on that. Most of their features are incredible. Their pattern and their songs are not. So I don't really like that. So I use this mostly when I'm playing keyboard or when I'm programming in solos, or not so much strumming. I wouldn't use this for strumming as much. This type of playing is fine, rhythmic. The thing I like about it is how easy it is and how quickly you can control the tone and the playback. So we have pickups up here. So if I want something mellow, I can just immediately select that, and the vibrato is so beautiful. Yeah, wait. Well, yeah, wait. Wait, yeah, sometimes your mic is going quiet. Sorry, whenever I turn my face away from the mic, it gets quiet. Can you guys hear me? Oh. That's okay, Lauren. All right. So let me get back to it. The vibrato is... It's handsome. That's the word that came to mind. Compared to ample sounds... Oops. Sorry. Let me fix this. What did I do? Okay. So that's RealLPC right there. Let me add some reverb to this effects chain so it could be an apples to apples comparison. All right. Components, reverb, RC48. Versus ample sounds. I just like that so much. And the bend. All right, and I like that you can add legato right here, and hammer on, you could set the interval. This means that how far can your hammer on go? And let me see how far it can go, actually. I'm guessing an octave. Yeah. I'm trying to do it on the same string. So I think if you do it on the same string, you have to force it, but that's okay. I don't like the hammer on as much as ample sounds, because ample sounds, the second note is quieter as it should be. This one is not quieter. That's not realistic to me. There's something weird about that sound. It's not the guitar, it's the effects. Let me go into the presets again. I think it was called like Ava or something, or Eve. Eve solo. It's like some 80s solo right there. Yeah, that's nice. It's a little darker than I want, but let me see if I could. Maybe I'll have to fix that in the guitar. So if you want a brighter sound, you get closer to the bridge, and you could actually change the balance of the pickups here. Oops, don't use vibrato when you're changing notes. Only use it whenever you've landed on a note. Otherwise, it sounds like this. It doesn't sound good. So the cool thing about this one is that just like ample sound, you can layer articulations, but you have more control over that. Right here in the velocity effects, on the higher velocities, you can set all these articulations right here. So if I want a pinch harmonic on the top, sorry about that if that's too loud. And on the lower velocities, I can set a mute, just like an ample sound. So I'm gonna set this lower, 60. It seems to be playing monophonically for some reason. There you go. It just feels like it's easier to play all these beautiful solos with RealLPC. This is why I love it. I really, really love this plugin. And I've used it a lot in recent projects for people. The key switches and articulations that are available with this are myriad. There's so many. And you can decide which ones you want to engage or trigger. I really like slide legato on A. This has a very natural sound, and you can set the time, how long it takes, and the range. So like if I want it to be a fifth or a fourth or a second or a third, I'm gonna do something a little cleaner. Sorry. That's too 80s for me. I love the 80s, but it's a little too drowned. I need, let's see. No octave solo. All right, let's go back. All right, so here's a slide. I'm going to get to shreddage in a little bit. See, I could play on that for a long time, and even the slide down trigger I like more. What key is that? F sharp 0. You can set the range for the slide down. Slide down actually is not as great as I would hope it would be, because you could hear the frets. That actually sounds better, actually. It's with the smaller intervals you can hear it. And I like it to kind of fade out volume-wise. Oh yeah, that's another thing I don't like is the fact that when you start sliding, even if the sound decays, the volume of the slide is pretty loud. And it also has tapping. Has a lot of articulation. Now, sound-wise, I've always felt like RealLPC and the Music Lab instruments, they always sound a little little sterile. They're too clean, and they don't have that organic grit that I like. I'm not saying it sounds bad. There is that difference, so I hear it and I feel it. So I always find myself having to put a little more dirt in with the amp simulators. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. It's very transparent. Another cool thing is the humanization. Let me see if it works here. You can humanize pick position. So if you're like a real player is not going to pick at the exact same spot all the time. So you can set how many steps it can go left or right, and what percentage of the time it's going to move around. You can set it to 0 or 100%. So you randomize it. Randomizing, and this is a little side note, randomizing and humanizing are not really the same thing, because randomizing, you don't have any control over where it's going. You just have control over the likelihood of it moving somewhere. And whereas humanizing is making it imperfect, but intentionally. Maybe not always intentionally. Sometimes humans make mistakes unintentionally, but there's that variations. There's gonna be that variation that is many times intentional. So it's kind of a misnomer, but it still works. I get what they're doing. Random mutes, putting in random mutes in there, like maybe you misfretted, or you didn't press the note all the way and you get that buzz or that mute sound. This is really cool. Let's listen to this. That's a little bit too much. Maybe 10%. I'm going to do bridge mute. All right, let's get out of here. And then another cool thing is the fact that they have a mixer for the pick. So if I want like a very bluesy sound finger pick, I just turn that off. And then I'll go to the neck. You could even move the pick position. So closer to the bridge is going to be a harder sound. Closer to the neck is going to be a mellower sound. So let me see if I can. Maybe I shouldn't change that. I don't like that amp sound. I'm going to change it. Oh, that's the thing about their slide. It doesn't work with multiple notes. But maybe there's a, I don't know. I was looking to see if it had a slide 2 note, slide up trigger. That kind of works. So see what I'm talking about? It seems like they have a solution for many of the things that you think about that a guitar should have. I'm going to be very impressed if it can slide up to multiple notes and then slide down with multiple notes. Oops. Oh, that's a wrong wrong key switch. No, can't. The other thing about this is that it doesn't feel like it's very expressive dynamically. So if I play it softly, it sounds beautiful, but I wanted it to go a little softer than that. Yeah, multiple notes means multiple strings at the same time. So the A key switch, hopefully you can see here. I can't really see my, oops. Where is it? Yeah. The A key switch right here triggers slide. So it has a very beautiful slide. But I wanted multiple slides. So with this, see how it doesn't really let it do it? But there is another key switch to slide up, which slides it in parallel. But as far as dynamics, what I'm talking about was what I was referring to with ample sound is this, like the AGSH. It just has this really tender sound. Whoops. Has a tender sound, and I have this really hot amp on it. That's a frustrating thing about this, is that you have to put polybend in order to be able to bend all the notes, because it's following the rules of a guitar. It sounds a little muffled to me. Give me 1 second while I get this dialed in the right way. Very different guitars though. So there, of course, you can see a lot more features right here. Harmony, if you're playing power chords. Let me get something a little drier than that. That sounds terrible. And that's not Amplitude's fault. Okay. I need to turn on, I need to turn on the pick for that. That's too dry though. It's like more 70s rock sound. There are some weird presets here. Let's see, I'm gonna see if I can find rhythm. Brilliant Brit rhythm. No. Detailed metal rhythm. Sorry about that. For some reason, it's not changing. I don't know, something's wrong. There you go. That's still not the sound I'm looking for. What's going on with this? Oh. See, you have to watch out for that kind of stuff. So it has power chord presets for strumming. There's just something about it that doesn't sound as crunchy as the Ample Sound stuff. And by the way, this video is not, let's compare everything to Ample Sound. It's just, that's what I've shown you so far. Let's see, Devil's Hot Rod. I'm going to build my own. Maybe I'm going to build my own. I'm not sure. Amplifiers. High white. See, sometimes it sounds fake, but it depends on the amp that you're using. That's why that's one of the downsides to RealLPC is that it doesn't have its own built-in effects or its own presets with effects. So you have to build your own. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. What do you think? Bridge pickup instead of mixed? Yeah, I'll try bridge pickup. Where is it? There's also a doubling effect on here. Doubling. Where are you? Oh. So here's a double track on LPC. That's not that great. I like to hear it really panned and really wide. So some of these I don't really use, to be honest. And here are the chords. When you use the chords, it gives you the natural position. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that strumming. Multi, I haven't really gotten into this. Pattern, I've reviewed before. You can't really edit the patterns that much. It seems like it has potential, like with your chord selection and dragging the rhythm onto here, but it's so confusing, and they haven't really made this in a way where I would use it myself. Same with the song, so I'm not going to go over that. I would compare this to Ample Sound's Strummer and Riffer. Don't use it. I mean, unless you're a pro and you found out something that I don't know about it. this is kind of useless to me, but this is where it's all at right here. This solo page, that's what I usually use it for. Bass and chord, not so much. So let's listen to the other ones. This is RealStrat Elite, and I'm gonna open up another instance of, where is it? Guitar Rig. Oops, that was Guitar Rig 5. Hopefully it doesn't crash my program. All right, so here is RealStrat Elite. Ew. I don't like that sound. The setup is the same. Setup is the same as RealLPC. But of course it has a thinner Strat sound. It's nice. All right. Let's see if they have a funk sound here. Genres. Blues, country, funk, and soul. No. I'm just looking for something clean. DI funk. All right. You better work. So actually, Elite does not have that chord mode. I forgot why. Where's that repeat chord? The strumming feels really sluggish on this. I wonder if there's a way to set the strumming to be faster. Although it's not really strumming, it's my playing, but let's hear mid. Wah. I'm going to control the wah on this. Hopefully it'll give it more of that funky sound. And I'm going to try to set it to... Oh no, that's volume. Nah. You know, lots of the time that I spend with these plugins involves trying to find the right sound, and that takes so long sometimes. See, those high notes sound terrible. Yeah, they do sound terrible. But sometimes it has to do with your effects settings. So I'm trying to find the right sound here. Auto wah clout. Let's see. All right, let's add bridge mute to this. I want it to sound brighter, so maybe it's the amp. This delay is killing me. That sounds better to me. It doesn't sound perfect, but yeah, that sounds better when you start adding those bridge mutes and those repeated notes. It's just hard to play it live. So there's always a way. There's always a way to make it sound good. Especially if you have two different plugins. Sometimes the way is just buying a different plugin, unfortunately. All right, let's listen to something beautiful. And this is going to be more of a guitar rig thing, but I'm in the mood for exploring. Let's see. No. I'm in the mood for exploring some nice ambient sounds. So I'll go to the neck, take off this bridge mute. Then I'll add some of these key switches. Where's that legato slide? Let me get rid of some of that tail. It's really, really long. Oh, you know, I forgot to mention, and I should have mentioned it with RealLPC because, oh, it's such a beautiful, beautiful sound, is the violin effect. This is something I wish that Amplisound had. You could kind of do it in the ADSR menu, but it just does not sound the same. This is especially great for ambient swells, for very emotional music. Violin, here you go. D#1. I hope this blows you away the way it did to me. I'd like to hear that on the RealLPC, and I think you're gonna enjoy it as well. Let me just all right. So get rid of this. copy. Oops. I'm trying to copy this and paste it. Oh, I could just drag it. I thought I could do that, but last time I tried it, it wasn't working out. So I'm going to do the same thing on this. And it sounds better on RealLPC, to be honest. Let's see, violin, violin, violin. And it sounds even better when you take off the pick. Well, to me it does. There you have it. RealStrat comes with two. They have the Elite and the Standard. The Standard has the same features as RealLPC, but I want to hear the difference though. Oh, that's never mess up when you have delay, because then you're gonna hear it forever. On violin in D0. So this one doesn't have the different pickups, it just has the ability to slide the pick. I think that's too much ambience for me. Let's switch that to something else. Dark dust. This is what it sounds like with no effects. Okay, and then RealEight I haven't used in a long time, but this would be comparable to the Hellraiser, meaning that it has a very wide range, lots of strings. I don't know what kind of guitar this is. Maybe somebody will tell me out there. So this definitely needs some effects. Metalcore stereo. Let's hear that. So it actually sounds good to me. I'm gonna hear it with double track. I think the interface is pretty cheesy. I think the first time I saw it, I kind of laughed at it. I thought, I like the clean look of the other ones. If they kept that guitar, that'd be fine. But I need a brighter sound. You should be able to increase dynamic range by softening the velocity. Yeah, that's something I forgot to do that. Yeah. In the setup, see output. I know the other ones have it. Velocity curve. What are you doing? Oh, what am I doing? I feel like it's there. Oh, velocity, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I think that solved it. Thank you. I've done that before. I don't know why I didn't think of it now. Maybe it's because I have an audience of millions of people watching me right now. I'll blame it on that. This actually sounds good, and like hearing it years later. So this one is good for solos, for rhythm. Of course, probably not for strumming, like a strumming rhythm with a clean sound. It's probably not going to sound good with that. But let's see. I don't want to just make a claim without proving it. Clean. Oh, that's a lot of compression, I think. No, that's not that much compression. All right. Moment of truth for strumming. Strumming. I kind of want to do a comparison where I program the same riff and lead part with every guitar I have, but it's a lot of work. Yeah, I've wanted to do that. It's there's so many videos I want to do, and the preparation, the time it would take, and the arguments I would have against it, because obviously I'm not using every plugin. Yeah, I hear you. So that is RealEight and then RealRick, which I have never reviewed and never played. I mean, I've heard it before, but I've never really played it. Okay, let's listen to it. Are you guys still with me? I mean, I know some of you are commenting, but like I bore myself. There you go. Hey, that sounds really good. I don't know what Rickenbackers are used for, like what style of music, because I'm not a guitarist. This is version 4. I don't know if Sound Music Lab has come out with version 5 or not. This has the same setup as RealLPC and RealStrat Standard. You could even use a joystick on it. That's pretty funny. And a MIDI guitar. So there's one thing right there to take into consideration. Although I have to say that MIDI guitars, I haven't seen a good one on the market, unfortunately. When my fingers don't want to do what I want them to do. Sorry. I know you probably can't really do that on a guitar. I won't spend much time on this one. You heard how it sounds. It has the same features as these other ones. I think it sounds pretty good, and I'm not sure why I haven't used it as much. But okay, on to Orange Tree samples. This is the Dracus, which I was sent but never reviewed, and I'm sorry, Orange Tree samples. Sometimes life gets in the way, and there's no excuse really. But I'm doing it now, so. So the Dracus has many, many strings. I think it's 8. And this is what it sounds like with no effects. By the way, how long have I been on here? Why am I playing country with the metal guitar? All right, let's load the presets. This is Atmos. So again, because this is because this uses Contact, it takes advantage of the built-in effects. So all the effects are internal. So the thing about Orange Tree samples is that you can play 2 notes on the same string, which is not realistic, but sometimes it can make playing easier. So it just depends on how real you want it to be. Now with 8 strings, it's kind of hard to program that. It's just a lot of strings. Thank you, Michael. Sounds really nice. So here we have repeat. Although with this certain preset, with this specific preset, strumming doesn't sound good. So let's listen to other ones. Oh, that hasn't fully loaded. Dracus is great for clean tones, but if you try palm mute riffs, you notice the machine gun effect. Oh, no. I'm now just imagining someone who knows their guitar is listening to a song and hearing two notes on the same string and then just freaking out for a second. It's funny. Yeah, I'm wondering why this says sustain if it sounds like a harmonics. Oh, you know what? Something's probably wrong with this. Let me open that again. The user interface should be updating with the presets. So they have a clean menu, crunchy. Let's hear the crunchy. Crunchy leaves. So this sounds harsh to my ears. I don't know if it sounds harsh to you. Ah. I do like the setup with Orange Tree samples, how they do it. You can create your own presets. You have all your articulations listed on the left side here in the play menu. And you can set how they're accessed, like velocity, key switch, latching key switch, sustain pedal, random. So for example, if you have a sustain sound, I especially like this on their mandolin. The mandolin is amazing. If you have a sustain sound, but every so often you want this bad note to be thrown in there, like it's called a miss fret, then you could set the random percentage and it will play like that. And it makes it sound more realistic. Or you can set key switches, and you can set which key switch you want. And that's great control right there. So let's hear some more sound. I think the Dracus has neck pickup too somewhere in the settings. That is piercing. That's less piercing, I mean. Yeah, that's on the bridge, so that's probably why. So because, and I felt this way about their electric guitars, because they don't stick to guitar rules, a lot of times you can get this keyboard effect where it sounds like you're playing a keyboard, yeah, it sounds like you're playing on a keyboard because you have all these notes playing at the same time and you don't have this automatic note cutoff that other programs have. All right, let's listen to some of their distorted sounds. I want some like metal sound. Twin Diablo. Oh, sorry, that's hurting my ear. I wish they had like a chug sound. They probably, maybe they do. Let me check. That's kind of hard to play with all those layered articulations like that. All right, it's on the right track right there. It sounds a little bit lost though, like back way out in the distance. So maybe that's because of reverb? I don't know. That sounds somewhat better to me, but just sounds really lost. I wish there was a mix somewhere. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. Wow, that busted my ears. No. I don't know what that is. The vibrato is nice on this. I like this preset actually. You have a lot of control in these plugins, like guitar pickup, multi-tracking, the pick type or the picking style, economy, or what are these? 8th notes. I've never heard the difference in these. I know there is a difference, but pick modeling, you can choose where it's picking, neck, middle, bridge. How much pick noise? So this is very much like the Music Lab, but it's just in a different format. Oh man, that screams. Yeah, I do like that. I've seen that before. They have different types of vibrato. I think this is like a rock or something. Vibrato, where is it? Vibrato curve, they call it. There's classic. Not sure what the difference is between those. I'm not a big fan of the strumming. I like the idea of how it's set up. I understand it. Let's see. I'm going to load a preset real quick. And then this is kind of weird too. If you want to use a strum, you have to go to chords first, then held notes only, automatic chords. Let's do held notes only. So I press C-1. But I like this control with the strumming. You can do strum speed. I think you turn this. Yeah. You can select the strings that you want or how many strings, the percentage. Like this is the volume. The articulation. That's a lot of control right there. But it can be tedious. So it takes in my opinion, it takes a long time to create a good realistic strum pattern because of how much nuance there is in this. And then obviously here are your effects. All right, let's go to Strawberry. This was one of the first guitar sample libraries I had. And I remember there was this, if you watch one of my most popular videos, you'll see the contact player version of this software, and they had this preset in there, this very clean sound that I absolutely love. And when they came out with the new full contact version, it didn't have that preset, and I was pretty disappointed. But anyway, here it is. It's a little violent. It's beautiful. But it always sounds kind of lost, like back. It doesn't sound present. There you go. That one just sounds better. So this is good for fingerstyle playing, I would say. Let's listen to those articulations. Half palm mute. See, I appreciate that they have these. Sometimes they have articulations that no one else has. So, let's look at some more. Squeal, tapping, natural harmonic, grace up, grace note, down, buzz trill. See, they have a lot of stuff. This is good. Oh, that sounds horrible. Sounds good. I'm trying to listen to see if it does an automatic hammer on. Yeah, it sounds like it. Melancholy. Let's hear this one. It's pretty. Ew. That one's... So they have lots of presets. Yeah, I agree with you, Lavinox. He said, or I don't know if you're he or she. The only thing I have a problem with is guitar VST sound like they're being plucked by a hammer, like a piano. If they got the natural dynamic down, I think we wouldn't need as many session players. Yeah, you're right. One of the problems is when you're playing a chord, especially, it's easy to tell. If you hit the chord with all the notes playing at the same time, like a keyboard, then you're really going to hear it. It sounds fake because a real guitarist is going to have, it's going to have a roll. Another thing is the sample start time. As I mentioned earlier in this live stream, that if you start the sample right at 0, where you have the initial pluck of the instrument, and then you hear the body of the string or the sound afterward, you're going to get the full sample and it's going to sound more realistic. Whereas if you start the sample at the body of the instrument, it's going to sound a lot more fake and a lot more keyboard-like. Another thing too is when you're strumming, you get the sound of the pick hitting the strings, not just the sound of the strings vibrating, but the sound of the pick hitting the strings. I appreciate that Ample Sound has added stroke noise, and there's other companies, I think Impact Soundworks has added that sound as well. A stroke noise is that metallic sound. It's like almost like a percussive sound of the pick rubbing up against the strings very quickly. That when that's missing, then you don't really get that effect, that realistic effect. Let's listen to some crunchy stuff. Country crunch. It sounds far away. No, these just sound far. Monster lead. That sounds nice. I wouldn't call it a monster lead. Too dry. Where's that sound? They needed that muted chug on there. All right. So the great things about OTS is that they have a lot of articulations. They give you different ways of setting it up to customize your own instrument, the way you want to access those sounds. It's very easy to understand, I think. The strum, the idea is great, but it's for me personally, it's not a good workflow. Key switching, or setting up the key switching, and then the dynamics, and then the strum time. It's just, it makes sense, but it just takes a long time. Or setting the length and the beat division and all that stuff. Chords, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't like that it doesn't have the muted chugs on it. If it did, it would make it a lot more fun to play and even fun to program. I don't really care much about these effects, or at least the overdrive and the reverb. It sounds like it's drowned out, and I wish it had a mix button. If it does have a mix button, then that would be great, but otherwise it sounds too drowned out. The setup is great as well because it gives you a lot of control over how this plays back. The pick position, the pickup, the type of picking, the vibrato. There's lots of stuff that it does for you here. I love their acoustic instruments. Their electric stuff so far with their guitars, I'm not a big fan of. Maybe their newer stuff like their archtop, which I haven't heard. Maybe that's a lot better, but I'm not a big fan of this. I am a big fan of their setup and their acoustic instruments. So, man, this is taking a really long time, but I'm committed. Are you guys? Let's go to Scarbee Funk. Now this, I forgot the term for it, but it's not playable. Like, you can't play a melody on it. It has preset patterns, but it's very customizable. And the first time I used this, I'm like, I don't like this. And it was only because I was dumb and I didn't know how to set it up. Actually, I didn't take the time to learn how it's set up. But it's actually pretty simple. Let's go to, so on the main page, we have swing for the rhythm, humanize so that it's not quantized. You have your pickup settings, middle bridge, neck middle, and neck, which you can easily change like this. You have your chord diagram right here where it shows you which chord you're playing. Let me stop this. This yellow area is your chord selection. So you can preset a lot of chords in here. And then this red key is to stop whatever pattern is playing. These are chord groups right here. So not chord groups. These are pattern groups that you can also preset, but it also has its own preset patterns based on styles of music, eras, has keys, or you can transpose it. In the mapping area, you can set your own keys. And you have 3 different octaves, I think. as well as for the grooves, which they call grooves. That's very fitting, actually. And then the browse menu lets you see what's available in there. So I'm going to play a pattern for you. This is in the key of E minor. So this is the most realistic you're going to get. I've yet to hear a sample library with a more realistic funk strum than this. I've tried replicating this even with ample sound stuff. This is as real as it gets. The only downside to this is that you can't customize the grooves. You can't change the rhythm. The only thing you can do is find the rhythm that best fits your music. But the great thing is that there's so many presets in here. There's so many patterns in here that you're bound to find one that fits the style of music that you, or the style of funk that you have. That said, it is limited to funk and maybe, I don't know what other kinds of music. Let's see. It's mostly just funk. I feel like these plugins really shine sitting in rhythm or back in the mix. I don't think leads are there just yet. You're right. So this has a rhythm, the 16-note rhythm, but it also has muted chugs and long notes. But if you want to get your key, if you want to choose a key, choose the key that you want to assign the chord to. Go to the chord menu. And then you can select your key right here. So let's say I want an E. I'm going to do a minor. Let's see, minor 7 flat 5. But I want it to be on a certain fret, like some high note, high fret. I'm going to choose this one right here, and I can listen to it. And if I want to change it to another one, I just click it like that again. You could also change the position of the strings. Actually, this is a filter, never mind. High strings, top note. You can select the harmony of the top note. And I haven't seen this actually. Press record, play bass and chord notes. Repeat until done, unpress record, press auto map. Well, I'm going to have to research this because I haven't really messed with this, but this is a very fun program to use, especially once you add it to your track and it brings a lot of life to your track. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. Let me go through the effects real quick though. So it has effects presets. That just sounds so good. So it has EQ, compression. You can choose different amps, cabs, phaser, chorus, a limiter, and reverb. And then you could have a bass play along. This is a MM bass. Let's hear that. This is just really cool. So that is from Native Instruments, probably made by some other company. The DI sounds great just on that its own. It's very modern, clean tone. Yeah, it is. It's also a thing, if you're not experienced with how a guitar works, you usually get really cheesy sound out of it. That's very true. So Electric Sunburst, this is actually one I really like. Just the overall sound of it. Sorry for not asking something on the topic, but is it possible an ample guitar to slide 3 notes on a 5-note chord? Let me check real quick. Sorry, I want to stick to the topic, but I want to see. So slide 3 notes on a 5-note chord. I'm probably gonna have to create the chord by itself. Let's see. I'll make this clean. So for instance, these sliding down to, now like this, it wouldn't work. Right here I have a, wait, I thought I turned this off. That was weird. All right, so because this is a chord on the string line, on the strum line, it's not going to slide, so I have to get rid of this right here. But now let's see if this will slide to this. My guess is no, but who knows? Oops, let me transpose this. So I'd have to make these top 3 legato slide. So no, the answer is no. Let me see. I feel like there's a way, but I'm not sure. It seems like it bent those bottom notes as well. I think that's what you're asking me, right? Yeah, it did it on here, but I'm not sure if it'll do it in the program. Let's see. So to answer your question, yes, you can bend 3 notes without bending the other ones in a 5-note chord. I'm not sure in how many cases it can. I know when you're sliding from a major third to a minor third, it won't do that. All right, so where was I? Electric Sunburst. This one is good if you just right out of the box, if you start playing. It's very simple, but it doesn't have many articulations. I want to compose for video games, but I don't know what guitar VST to use. I'm working on a fan game to the Thunder Force Space Shooter series. The game music is most known for sounding like metal. I would encourage you to watch this from the beginning because I don't want to reiterate things. But I think your question might be answered on the earlier part of the video. This live stream is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. By the way, if you want to throw me a tip, I've left a couple of links in the description, and just if you want to show your appreciation, that'd be great. All right, so this one has a lot of beautiful presets that give you a lot of different tones. The downside of this, though, is that they didn't record every fret, or you don't have access to every fret and every string just like you do with Ample Sound or RealLPC, or even OTS. but more so the first two. You're kind of stuck with the notes that it gives you. So they make the notes as pretty as possible, but it doesn't really give you a lot of control. So this plays more like a keyboard. It doesn't have true hammer-on pull-off or true legato. And it doesn't have the slide that I like. It does have slide out or slide down and slide up, which is cool. Oops. The vibrato is not really impressive. It just seems like a very general vibrato. What sounds best on here are the patterns. So the patterns respond to the chords that you play, and they do a pretty good job. You could change the voicing on them, where it emphasizes certain parts of the chord, root, fifth, ninth, etc. I like that it has plectrum and finger. Finger sounds great. But when I'm listening to this by itself, I can tell that it's not a real guitar. When you have it on a track with other instruments, then it's a little harder to tell. Oh, thank you. Man, that was a long time ago. Yeah, the cello shootout. I think Tina Guo actually commented on the video, which is really awesome. Lavanox, is that how you pronounce it? So I would say this is not really great for solos. It's not realistic enough. Even with distortion, let me find something with some overdrive or high gain rock school. Yeah, that sounds like trash for solos. Now for rhythm, it's easy to get a good sound for rhythm. Yeah, you can hook this up to Guitar Rig as well. Right. So don't buy this if you want to have just because it says melody. It's a good start, and it's especially good for like clean stuff. I love, where is it? Pure. I played this in the last review. Yeah, I love that. That sounds... I could do that for a long time. What is this style? If somebody out there who's a guitarist, when I'm in Florida, when I'm in FL Studio, I thought you said Florida Studio, I put guitar rig in the mixer and it syncs up automatically. Oh, really? No, I haven't done that yet. DirectX. I'm gonna try. I'll try that later, Jim. Because I'm trying to stick to just making the sounds. It's almost dinner time for me. All right, so to recap, this has too few articulations to make it useful for writing a broad range of music. It's good for background sounds like rhythm, maybe to inspire you to write a song. I like the fact that it follows your chords. It gives a proper voicing for them. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have legato or hammer on. That's not good for solos. The vibrato doesn't sound that great on it. Guitar settings. This is good. This is just like the Electric Vintage, which I just reviewed today. You have different pickups settings. You have doubling, neck pickup, volume and tone, and they actually record the strings. So this is something I didn't even get on the last review, I think. You can control the decay of the mutes. You can control the compression. Well, this is like MIDI sensitivity. Fret noise and noise floor. And tuning. Then you have your built-in effects, which are just contact effects. Or not contact, contact effects. So they're going to be the same as the other ones, but they just have a different look. It's a lot more simplified. And then playback changes the swing, humanization, prioritizes either melody or pattern. So if you want the melody to be default, latch. And when you let go of the melody button, when you let go of the pattern button, it reverts back to melody. You can switch those. So this is good if you're building a song, if you want a quick accompaniment. But this is not for, I don't think this is for professionals to lay out a professional track, unless the focus is really not the guitar. Like if you're doing just background stuff, like I was doing earlier. Or even palm mute. If you want decorative stuff, then this is fine. But if you want a lead solo, or if you want realistic playback, I would stay away from this one. I like having it, and sometimes I have used it, but it's not my go-to. Love their brass. If only Swan made guitar. Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. All right, and Electric Vintage. I don't really like this one. I thought I would. It's beautiful. It works the exact same way as Sunburst. The exact same way. It just has a different tone to it because it's a telly, whereas a Sunburst is a Les Paul, I think. Yes. So this is basically about choosing what sound color you want. Let's go through different presets. I think the most special thing about this is the patterns. Some of them sound really, really good, but some of them sound eh. Whoops. Sorry about that. Yeah, it does sound good arpeggiated. Whoa, that was weird. See, that doesn't sound good to me. This is okay. No, it doesn't come with complete yet. I bet when they change to complete 13 or 14, whatever number they're on. I have the latest version, but I forgot what number it is. When they come out with the next one, they usually add the previous, the newest plugins in with it. All right, that was fun to play. It just doesn't strike me as a serious plugin. It's more like a fun, inspirational plugin. Yeah, honestly, the telly sounds the best out of what I've heard. Even the melody playing doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound bad. I just want more out of it. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a guitar. It sounds more like a keyboard. I don't listen to Dire Straits, so I'm not copying them or anything intentionally. It is a beautiful guitar. I don't know when I would use it. I think this is good for quick little mock-ups or something. But if you're trying to get little nuances, I don't recommend this. It does sound good if you're playing it in the background of something, like just if you need chords. But other than that, But maybe I'll feel differently a month from now. Who knows? All right, let's go to Impact Soundworks, and this is Stratus. Now, this is a very complex program. I thought I would be able to jump on it and just immediately start playing. Doesn't sound good right off the bat. The clean sound. Yeah, that sounds terrible. I think the hopefully I'm wrong. I think the pickups are simulated. So I think they record one pickup and then they simulate bridge or middle or whatever. It's not the actual samples. So you can tell this by, let's see, if I change this and this number changes, that means that it's loading new samples. Nope. So it's simulated pickups. Right. You're right, Joshua. And that's what I found out after trying to play it, trying to figure out how do I get this thing to sound good while I'm playing. It's just not that possible. But yes, it has lots of options for MIDI programming, and that's where this thing really shines. So if you're someone who's not a keyboardist or you like to program, then this is for you. Because this thing does sound great, especially with the presets, which I'm trying to access. There you go. And it doesn't really have a lot of presets, I think. Yeah, not that many. All right, let's go over this. So these orange strings are force string buttons or key switches. So you can tell it which string you want to hear. This is string 6, which is the low E string. So I'm pressing the 4th string key on here. Is it latched? That would be weird. It seems like it's latched, meaning that when you press it once, it stays there until you unpress it, but I'm not sure why. I don't like that. Okay, let's try that again. Something about this seems buggy. For string. All right, yeah, it's not. Thank you, Blackbeard's Ghost. So I'm changing the presets and the force key string is still stuck. This is, oh, there you go. Okay, so maybe it was just out of range. Off. All right, that's good. That gives me some relief. Is there a way to make it legato only? I feel like the fast hammer-on pull-offs wouldn't sound too bad. Let me find a nice tone first of all. Oh, these tones are so. So let's go through the articulations real quick. This is sustain. That is C0. Then we have power chord sustain. Oops. Then staccato. This is something I haven't seen on a guitar. Not a big fan of that sound. Staccato snap. Choke. You know, this is not a good preset for this type of sound. Let me try to find something else. Ugh. So that's a choke right there. Tapping. Harmonics. And tremolo. This is really cool that it has tremolo. Excuse me while I scratch my leg. That was the sound of me scratching my leg, by the way. Very cool. And then we have tremolo slide on B. Really cool. And then a slide. That slide does not sound good. It sounds, to me, it sounds like there's too much fret noise in there. Let's try that again. Play noise. I hope it's not the preset that's giving me this impression. I just want a smooth, silky sound. You know, I'm going to try to bypass these effects. So I'm going to go down here to the console and take all this out. There's some articulation that's giving it this dirty sound that I don't like. All right, I'm going to open up Guitar Rig. That doesn't sound like deep meditation to me. This is shredded right here, but I'm not using the internal effects. I'm using Guitar Rig 6. This sounds a lot better actually. I'm gonna take that shimmer off. I don't like that delay. Where the heck are you? Is this it? Okay, so this is velocity sensitive. We have mutes here. Hammer on pull off. I do like that it has raking, automatic raking. I think I turned it off. Hold on. No, I didn't. That's easier to hear with the more of a metal or a lead type of sound. I'm not a big fan of that vibrato though. Taxa Mendoza, I would agree as far as like playing chords, yeah, but if you have a clean sound, if you're relying on a clean sound, there's a big difference between them. So Stratus has a lot of control over these weird parameters or these very nuanced parameters that, just like OTS, it has a lot of customization options. But I would say that the people at Impact Soundworks thought of a lot of stuff that I don't really think about, like let's see, the bite. I guess the bite, it is sort of an EQ thing. Let's see, there's some other stuff on here. Release on hand move, release on chord change, shred window, shred offset, strum distance map. Like there's just a lot of control here. So if you're the type that likes getting the sound very nuanced and exactly a certain way, then this is a good plugin to explore. But if you're looking for something great right out of the box, this takes some work because it's such an advanced plugin. All right, let's hear these other things. What are these? Upstrum. But this is more of an overdrive solo, like a lead. Somebody was looking for a surf sound. What do you think about these sounds? To me, this doesn't sound as impressive as the other ones. I'm still looking for that wow factor. I don't dislike it. I just think my ear got used to the sound of the other ones. And then sometimes contact-based stuff does this really funny stuff that I don't know why it's not working like that. Or I don't know why it's working like that. I'm going to open up RealRick again. I think my computer is not happy. You know, I'm going to skip to Hydra because I don't want to spend time trying to get this to sound good. Hydra is the same in the sense that it has all these controls. It has a kind of a weird layout. The only thing that I do find familiar is having the playable range in the middle and the key switches here. But all these other things are oddly placed, I would say. And I remember this is a criticism I had of it before, is that some of the menu options are placed in weird positions. It's not intuitive, is what I'm trying to say. But let's go through some of the sounds in here. There's that rake where you scrape over the bottom strings before you get to the top one. That's really great for strumming, for solos, I mean. Don't like that preset though. Is it just me, guys, or do these presets not sound good? Stop it, Ruben. They're a collection of mine. So I started off with Ample Sound, and then Music Lab, and then Orange Tree Samples, and then Native Instruments, and now I'm on Impact Soundworks. See, this one has some potential, but I feel like the guitar is lost in the reverb. Let me see if I can take it out, bring it out a little bit. Delay, convolve. Oh, convolve, maybe that's reverb right there. Mix. So there's a lot of dry sound, but not. What happens? There you go. Even Weird. Even, there you go. That's more present. It just sounds drowned. They don't sound terrible. They just sound, I like it to sound more present. So maybe if you're doing ambient stuff, not ambient as in like relaxing, but if you wanted that sound to barely be audible, like in a track, yes, this works. What am I doing? I will say that the strumming for Stratus and Hydra is pretty good. It's pretty easy to do. You just, as somebody who's used to ample sound setup, I have to look for the actual strum key switches like upstrum partial, downstrum partial, toggle strum mode, mute, pick string, alternate picking types. Like this is, like I said, this is a very advanced program. It's a professional program, and the sound quality is great whenever you really work at it. Sounds like the robots of Kraftwerk use a military tank, also reverb to emulate an Autobahn tunnel for classic Kurt Cobain bedroom. Yeah, it is. It is. If you guys go see my review of Hydra, I did get it to sound, I think it sounds great. But it takes some work. Strumming is good. Solos are good. Like the legato, hammer on, the raking is amazing on this. I don't like that it has pickup simulation because you don't get the authentic pickup sound. Multi-tracking sounds really good. And it's just a big plugin. So I'm going to end my live stream now. I didn't get to talk about all the things I wanted to talk about, but in summary, not every one of these neither of these plugins does everything great. They all shine in different areas. They all have their different strengths and weaknesses. If I had to pick two, honestly, out of electric guitars, if I had to pick two, I would pick, if I only had to, I would pick RealLPC and, oh, this is tough, an ample guitar semi-hollow, because I do love the LP, AGLP. I really, really love it. But I can get great solos with this. Oh man, although I can't get great strumming with it. So this is tough. I'm not going to answer that question tonight after all. Because if I had to pick three, I would say maybe AGLP, AGSH, and RealLPC. Those are my go-to ones. Although Scarbee Funk is very fun to use. Well, I'm going to read some more comments and I'm going to bid you guys good night or good rest of your day. Which guitar VST do you use, or rather why you should learn guitar? Like real guitar? Why should I learn a real guitar? Because playing guitar is fun. I'm learning the guitar right now, and I think it's fun. There's a lot of nuance to it. However, I know a lot of real guitarists, professionals who use VSTs or virtual guitars because they're composing for a living, they're making tracks or they're sending quick tracks to someone, and with MIDI you can do quick edits, you can get realistic sounds for the clients. And for example, a guy who I made a track for, he kept telling me, "No, can you change this?" Or, "No, you got the note wrong right here." If I had to do that on a real guitar, I would have to record the entire phrase. But with MIDI, you can just go and click in a note, fix it really quickly. Or you can change tempos without having to re-record the entire thing. So there's just so many advantages to using MIDI. I have Semi Hollow is my go-to. I'll read all of these comments later, but it was great spending this much time with you. I'm going to do it again, I promise. I don't know if I'm going to do it next Friday or sometime in between, but let me know in the comments what type of topic do you want me to cover, and I will try my best to cover it. One of the ideas that I have is to pick a guitar solo and try to program it, as hard as it may be, and even if I fail, I want you to learn something, and I want to learn something myself. How long have you been learning? I only play guitar, and the reverse is much harder. I have been learning. Okay, I've played guitar on and off for over 10 years, but when I mean on and off, I mean I'll practice it for like a week or two, and then I'll stop playing it for a year. So I suck at guitar, but now I've been playing every single day for the past like 2 weeks. So not much long. Well, I gotta go home. My wife is texting me and I want to see her. So thank you for joining me for this live stream. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. If you're watching, you're likely subscribed, but if you haven't done so, please do it. And hit that notification bell, leave a comment below, tell me what you think. Hit that like button or that dislike button if you don't like it. And I'll see you next time. You guys are amazing.